Next on our show is one of my favourite magicians on the planet, literally. I'm very proud to call him a friend. He is the most creative magician I know, and he headlines his own show in Las Vegas at Bally's Hotel and Casino, and of course Resort. He's on the line with us now, direct from Las Vegas. Please welcome XAVIER Mortimer. Hi, XAVIER.
Hi, Jamie. Hi, thanks for having me.
Oh no, it's a real pleasure. I'm so excited to get to talk to you on this, and thank you for coming on and speaking to us. I know a lot of the magicians are going to get a real kick out of this. When did you? I've seen your show 3 times now in Las Vegas. Twice when you were at Planet Hollywood, and now you've moved to a bigger room at Bally's. Could you tell us about the show over at Bally's?
The show at Bally's, it's named Magical Dream. It's a show with a storyline. There's most of my acts are in the show. We try to, my acts were always about telling a little story, having a situation. And with this show, we try to put all these situations together and say, okay, what can we tell with that? How can we link all these acts? And some got left and some went to add, and at the same time we need to also please the kind of audience that goes in casinos, so the theatricality has to be fast-paced and not too complicated, I would say. It's Vegas. And we ended up with this dream where I meet my my love interest, and all this magic is happening to me as I'm playing with my shadows, playing with the light, and everything that's around me is magical. Yeah.
And also, the most incredible thing in your show, I hope you don't mind me saying this to the viewers, but at the end of the show you do, I'm going to be careful how I say this, the best levitation I have seen, as close to anybody that I've seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, how close is the front row from that?
I'd say the first row is 6 feet from me. So for a levitation like that, it's like human levitation, 6 feet is extremely close. So we had to, I had to play with the lights very carefully. I had to play with a lot of parameters that.
So you now have a really good following on social media. I'm always seeing your videos coming up on Facebook and TikTok. How can we find you on social media?
You can just type XAVIER Mortimer. It's very easy. It's under my name every social, and I'm the only one so far. So it's it's easy to find, and I publish lots of videos and creative work that I'm doing when I'm not on the show.
You have to check this out, everybody. You have to check this out. These are very, very fast-paced clips. They're very, very funny. You're gonna like it. If you love magic, please follow him. You're gonna love it. So please check that out.
All right, ready?
I'm ready.
How do I look?
You look stupid.
Better?
That's much better.
See the cup. If I go like this. Did you know that money grows on trees?
No.
Watch this. Yo! Watch the straw. Google with 2 Cheerios. If I go like this.
What the? What happened to my phone?
With coffee, you can make a lot of money. Do you want to know how?
How?
Watch.
What?
That's so cool.
The fastest origami in the world.
Thank you.
Would you like a cookie?
Yeah. What?
Would you like a cookie?
So I was in your theatre in January, I think it was. The last time I saw you was January. That was the first time I saw it in the new theatre, which is so much better.
Yeah.
You know, it's It's so good. How was it like moving that production from one theatre to the other? I know a lot of people would be interested in that.
I mean, Vegas in itself, it's a challenge. Vegas has a lot of competition, and you're on your own. You have to know that there's a lot of people who came up to me recently and said, and even like names, big names, who came to me and say, "Hey, Xavier, I want to have my show in Vegas. And how can I do?" And I'm like, there's one way. You just be ready to suffer. And that's it. And that's how it goes, because you're on your own. You decide to do that. You decide to be in a casino. You decide to do this show. And if it sells, great. If it doesn't sell, you get back home. But no one is going to be like, "Oh, I like this guy, I'm going to push him." There's like, it's just you and your producer, and you're going to go see the ticket brokers. You're going to see, you're going to advertise on TV. You are going to do all these things that are going to hopefully make your name be out there. You're going to do good shows every night, which is a big part of it. I mean, you know, when you work your all day long in promoting your show, and then at night you're like, "Oh man, I have to please the audience. I mean, not please, but I have to take the audience with me. I have to convince them that it's good entertainment, it's a good show, and I have to convince them to talk to their friends and bring them to the show." So that is a challenge in itself. Changing room is just a technicality, I'd say. It was a challenge.
Oh, I don't know. That's a different room, because I saw that room before you got in there, before it had all the curtains and the backdrops. You did a lot, I think, to bring that room up to your standard.
Yeah, so when we wanted to move, we wanted to move always. The room I was in was too small, and also we had this Best of Vegas award, and a lot of things went into shape for us to move. And Caesar said, "Okay, we have a room for you. It's at Bally's." And I knew it, because there's not like 1,000 rooms in Vegas. There's like just a limited amount of rooms. There's more people wanting to perform than rooms. So that's why.
Yes.
And that's why you're
maybe not for long. We will see.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see who survives. Big companies are going to be having a hard time now, but the small ones, okay.
Right now, we're going to play a clip of your show. Actually, it's from the TV show The Next Great Magician, because I want the audience at home to see just this kind of thing. It's incredible, the magic that this guy does. Take a look at this.
Combining magic, circus arts and comedy, Xavier Mortimer has appeared in Cirque de Soleil, and his beautiful visual magic is in demand all over the world.
Please welcome Xavier Mortimer. and gentlemen, Xavier Mortimer, and let's get him on their feet.
But before you had your show in Las Vegas, I know that you were with Cirque de Soleil. That is right. Maybe you can tell us a little about.
Well, they brought me to Vegas. I never ever expected to be in Vegas. That was not my thing. I always loved theater, and I want to do some magic that means something, you know. And for me, Vegas was kind of like entertainment, you know. And I realized that it wasn't. When you see people like Penn and Teller, and even David Copperfield does some really great magic over here. So it's just the way you see it and what you want to build. And I understood that what's not here, you have to create it. If you're not happy with something, if you want to change the world, it's just in your hands. You go for it. It's not because the world looks something like that you can't do anything about it. So if you want to do some magic that has more meaning and something a little different than what's out there, you just do it and you see if it works. And that's what I did. But anyways, they saw me in the festival in Edinburgh because I was performing in 2008 and 2009, and I was with also the festival from Kevin McMahon in Edinburgh, the Magic Festival, which is really great. I spent a lot of time in England. Mm-hmm. They saw me and they say, "Hey, would you like to audition for us? We like your work and we want to hire you as a physical comedian, like clown." And I did it without any expectation. And 3 years later, they just called me and said, "Do you want to be the main character of Michael Jackson one in Las Vegas?" That was just crazy. I was touring with my show in France. I had my company, I had my friends. Everything was set, you know. I didn't expect anything, and I had to come see everyone. I think I had to think about it for like 3 months, or I don't remember. It was really long. Like I was going back and forth, and everyone was like, "You sure it's a good idea?" And I'm like, "Yeah, maybe I should stay." And in the end, the last time I had a call with them, the last minute before they called me, I was set on I'm not going. They called me and they started talking. I was like, "Okay, sure, let's do it."
It's a great show. It's a great show, and I hope it continues. And also, I know that we're going to see you back, and I will certainly be back over in Las Vegas pretty soon to come and see and hang out with you. But I want to thank you seriously on behalf of everybody here in England and around the world. Thanks for taking the time. I know we have a lot of time, but I know you're always busy. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I will speak to you soon.
Thank you, Jamie.
Oh, no, it's a pleasure.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Xavier. Thank you for sharing that with us. That's about all the time that we have for this week.